Shalom. Let me give all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders, bishops, and apostles, great millstone there well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, that are people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent. All right, and I should have gotten it out before I began and started, but this is pretty much part of the Zion plan. Hold on, it's not the Zion plan. It's escaping me right now, but the word Zion is in it. But this has always been a part of their plan anyway. So this is pretty much playing out. But the United States is destroying itself, and that's scripture as well, showing this place is decaying from within. Okay, so as it says, let me think of it. Hold on. And it's also part of the 2030 plan as well. Protocols of Zion, and I should have that saved somewhere, but as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find this real quick. Just give me one more second. It's the protocols of Zion, and these Edomites pretty much did the work for us and saved some of this. And let me I got it under what you call Edom's wickedness. I got a whole lot of stuff on this devil and his wickedness, man. Hold on, give me a second. I'm not sure if it's on here or not. But nevertheless, I will find it. Whole lot of stuff, man. Whole lot of stuff. Download here. It's the Protocols of Zion. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. I highly recommend you look it up. Protocols of Zion. There's also videos on it as well. Okay, it's not coming up for some reason. It's not coming up for some reason. It's right here somewhere. I'll dig for it. The Protocols of Zion. Even when you read it, it's like sounds like a controlled demolition. You know, like control. Like actually, let me read this. Let me show you something. I'll point something out to you, because she actually mentions it, how it's sprinkled down so that people don't really notice it. This cat, I'm telling you. The Babylon is being murdered, and it's an inside job. That's right. That's why that man there, is in office. Hold on, give me a second. Get rid of this nut. Whether he's being blackmailed or not, from being foul, a sexual predator. I'm an abominable piece of shit. He's the man for the job. So, and it's an inside job. Every department, every branch, every bureau and function of the federal government is being fatally corrupted or altogether dismantled or disabled. And we're witness these things, and they're doing it in the name of fighting corruption, when they're corrupt all their damn selves. All this is common knowledge, and it's common sense, which is beautiful. And this is what we're watching, and this is what we're prayed for, the fall of our enemy. All right. Well, because of dribbles out in news, there it is. But because it dribbles out in news stories about this specific incident or department, the reports never adequately describe an administration sabotaging the functioning of the federal government and also trashing the global economy. And again, this has all been, it's been planned, and it's been playing out. All right, internationally aligned, because you got to understand, the earth is it's in the hands of the wicked. This ungodly nation of devils, man. International alliances and relationships, and a national and global environment. This cat don't even want nothing. He just wants some attention. It's just how he is. He got food, he has water. He just came in from chasing squirrels. He just wants some attention. He's crazy. Oh my goodness. And the national global environment is ways that will have downstream consequences for decades and perhaps, especially when it comes to climate, centuries. This place is on its way out, period. It ain't no years, ain't no centuries, man, or decades left for this place. You know, maybe a year or two. Maybe. You know, and it would be just beautiful if we get out of here this year, at the end of this year. Because things is happening fast, man, and you know, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is just as eager for us to get the hell up out of here, you know, as we are. And why else would he speed up time? You know, for my elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Why else? You know, you know, from the spiritual realm to this realm, you know, everybody's sick of this devil, man. Everybody's sick of this devil. You know, he's had his time. It's just that time he just has to go and needs to go. Hold on. Yeah, across the branches of government services that are supposed to protect us, nuclear stockpiling, monitoring, cybersecurity, counterterrorism, or being undermined, understaffed, or trashed. A different kind of protection that consists of public health, vaccination programs, food safety, clean air and water, social services, civil rights, and the rule of law is also under attack. The federal government that serves us is being starved, while the federal government that serves the Trump agenda and the oligarchy is glutting itself on taxpayer money, including the grotesque sums dumped on the Department of Homeland Security and the U.S. military, now being warped into that devil's twisted vision of a ruthless mercenary force. And it's and what it is, it's a bureaucracy. Hold on, I got it. Hold on, let me pull it up. It's just being described perfectly. Come on. Here we go. There it is right here. An authoritarian society. And this, to put it better for you to understand, let's read it out here. And the people ain't with this shit, man. I mean, there are those large amounts that are with it as long as they continue to get their, there are those Edomites that are happy with it as long as they're above, you know, the tribes, you know, as long as they're above Jake, man, you know, as long as they have a few crumbs more, that will be pleasing to them. But in the most part, even these Edomites is sick and tired of this shit that's going down. So authoritarian describes a person, organization, or government that demands strict obedience to authority at the expense of personal freedom. And it's literally on its way out. This so-called personal freedom that the people think they have. That's beautiful, man. So let's get into some of this deteriorating. There's a couple of them. Actually, there's more. It's just specifically these ones in Isaiah 14 and I think it's Isaiah 57. But let me hit up the worm. The worm represents like decay. And okay, Isaiah 51. But here we go. Let's hit Isaiah 14 first. Thy pomp, thy pride is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. So let's hit on that. It's beautiful how these videos can actually turn into studying videos, lessons to pretty much learn from. You read the word worm, the church would be like, these Christians would be like, it's literally a worm. No. Worm as cause and sign of decay. There it is. A worm, a call as cause and sign of decay. And that's exactly what's happened with Babylon. It's a controlled demolition, man. You know, and actually, it at first it was, you can say controlled demolition, but this place is in free fall now. Because there is no way this place is going to be saved, man. There is literally no chance in hell. It's virtually impossible that this place can be saved, man. Why? Because it's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's his word. He said it. He said it. You know, fuck this place. Let's hit the other one, though. Because you got to understand, there's them niggas. Playing them niggas. And that's what 51 reminds me of. That's exactly what Isaiah 51 reminds me of. It's them niggas' fault. Got to blame, these devils got to blame someone. These unrighteous, ungodly devils got to blame someone, man. And you wonder why their destruction and downfall is going to be so severe. Man, we're going to put our foot in they funky, stinking asses, man. So Isaiah 51 and 8. No, start at 7. Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be ye afraid of their revelings. For the moth shall eat them up like a garment. There you go. The downfall of our enemy. Hold on. Come on, baby. That moth, the moth.
Strong's H, 6211. Asav. Asav.
Grass, herbage, huh? Moth. But a moth usually, that's why you put mothballs out. I remember growing up, my parents used to have them in certain, they would stink too. You know, storage closets and wherever. Mothballs, man. Because the moth would literally eat your clothes and be holes, and it would eat the fabric, the cloth. And literally would be just worthless, man. Hold on, let me hit that. Let me hit this right here. Herbage. And I know that has something to do with like something growing, like grass or whatever, weeds. Non-woody vegetation. Yeah, okay. So I got enough with that, but hold on. The root word for that. There you go.
Strong's H, 6244. Ashash.
Ashah.
Ashash.
To waste away and fail. To waste away, fail. That's what we're witnessing. This is beautiful, man. For the moth shall eat them up like a garment. Just like I was explaining. And the worm, there go that word worm again, shall eat them like wool. But my righteousness shall be forever, and my salvation from generation to generation. Awake, awake, put on strength, O arm of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Awake, as in the ancient days, in the generations of old. And that's is what we're going back to, and that's is what these scriptures, you know, been given to us as, you know, and put in our minds. Remembrance has brought us back to remembrance. Art thou not it that have cut Rahab and wounded the dragon? You hear this cat, man? I'm telling you. But get on back up here. He just wants some attention. And there go that worm again. That worm. Okay.
Strong's H, 5580. Sas. Sas.
And it says a moth as well. Swallow, swift. Okay. So Babylon is falling, it's falling. It's on its way out, man. So did I finish this here? Yeah, I sure did. Okay. So it is striking that that Nero's team constant refrain is that we cannot afford to protect the vulnerability or provide for the people, which is why the richest person in the world, which he's not the richest person in the world. Come on, man. You see, to show you that when you get information from people, man, put it this way. That's why you can't be um, uh, with these people. That's why you can't unite with the world. That's why we're instructed not to unite with these people of the world, man, because they go off. They believe in this, they believe in that. They don't have the full truth. So they may utter out some facts and some information, but on the most part, they go to hell off, man. The richest person in the world, and that's easy information to find that he's not. Anyway, destroyed U.S. aid last year, which has already resulted in tens of thousands of deaths from starvation and preventable diseases. The Iran war is creating a fertilizing crisis in Europe, Africa, and Asia that may also result in a widespread famine. All that's coming, famine's coming. Meanwhile, the former head of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, spent more than $200 million on an ad campaign starring herself before she was fired. She took it as it was an opportunity for her to shine, man. That's crazy. Although there are far worse things about the uttering gratuitous and literally unjustified war on Iran, the fact that it burns through billions a day is striking, given the huge cuts are being made to environmental protect and national parks. And that's that hold on. And that's parts in the Forest Service is being effectively sabotaged while public lands are being offered up to fossil fuel companies and mining interests. Ain't no such thing as no goddamn fossil fuels. That's a Rockefeller thing, to label oil as fossil fuel, which is absurd in itself. Again, we're dealing with devils. We're dealing with children of fools, the wicked. The Forest Service headquarters are being moved across the country, which will probably cause many resignation. So, in the most part, as she's mentioning, it's just the budget and the money and the debt that this place, and that's the scriptures mention. It's like it's escaping me. Hold on. Hey, let's just look it up. That's oh man, it's escaping me. It's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. Thick clay. Here we go. Habakkuk 2:6. You see the subtitle there. The Most High answers the prophets. Okay. And I'm gonna start at 4. Behold, his soul, his soul, and his devil, his soul, which is lifted up. That's that pomp that's being brought down, his pride. Okay. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, he enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay, with thick debt. And you look at today's debt, the debt. Let me see if I can pull it up without that crash. It's probably gonna clock. Hold on. So here we are. And it's much higher than that. You got to look at the debt clock. And I know if I pull it up, it's going to cause this app to crash. But it's much higher than that. You got to look at the debt clock. So anyway, even at this 39.32 trillion, it can't pay that back. You know, it can't even pay the interest of that back. Just the interest on that alone, it can't keep up, because the gross domestic growth product, what is the domestic gross product, or gross domestic product? You have to look at these things. So that's this debt. This place is being destroyed, man. So I'm gonna close here with this last precept. No, it's the last precept with this last with this video, and I'm out. I have it right here somewhere. Here she is.
He is literally destroying every single monument that we have in
These are just a
DC,
sign.
and he is doing it with impunity.
And let me say, this is just a sign. What this man is doing, it's a sign of this place destruction, man. It's falling down. It's turning into a dump. And spiritually, and this is not just spiritually. If you've been watching Babylon through the years, the growth of tent cities and homelessness on the roads, and there's the one in California. You go to your boy, he's there now. Lizard Hunter. He makes videos, riding around on his scooter. And mainly Lizard Hunter represent these hoes, these whores, and that's spiritual in itself. That Babylon, the mother of harlots, it's a filthy abomination herself. That the growth of these tent cities and homelessness, what's it called in California, in Los Angeles, Skid Row. I think they refer to it as Skid Row. People are literally out there shitting and pissing, and they ain't just California, man. That's everywhere. That's everywhere, and it's growing more and more. That this place is falling apart, and this ain't nothing but a sign of the rest of the country. And these people are hurt, man. They want to prevent this from happening. People look at this place with pride, and they love. People love this place, man. And you have to. Who loves this place? Who would love this place? The ungodly, the wicked, and those that are just plain up. Got a high dose of that Stockholm syndrome. Loving this place. But this place, like the scripture says, it is polluted and it would destroy you.
And he is doing it without any Republicans saying anything about the way that DC looks like a trash hole.
It's at the point now that these people just pretty much, they want to fill their pockets before it's destroyed, man. Because a lot of these politicians have property overseas, wherever, in the Latin areas, what you can call it, the West Indies, and parts of Africa, Hawaii, or these heathens, these devils, they think they're gonna get away, man. And they got bunkers all over the world. They think they're gonna get away, but this ain't nothing but a sign of what's coming. The total destruction of this fucking shithole. Total destruction. I'm gonna let it play in full, then I'm close. But he's the man for the job, and he's doing a fantastic, great job. Good job, Nero. Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
He is literally destroying every single monument that we have in DC, and he is doing it with impunity, and he is doing it without any Republicans saying anything about the way that DC looks like a trash hole right now because of him.
I should have downloaded some more videos because it's happening. It's going down, man. It's going, but this is visual. You know, a picture speaks 1,000 words. You know, you see it happening, man. You see it happening. So continue in prayer. Continue building your faith. And continue calling on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. All right. So till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.